Hi, welcome back to the channel. My name is Rose, and this is Rambling Rose Cottage. Normally, I am taking you along for the ride of my soaping misadventures, but today we're going to do something different. Today, I'm going to show you how I make my labels for my soaps. I use Canva, and I use the free version. There is a pro version, and I'm thinking about purchasing that, but currently I use the free version, and I create my labels, my logo, all my flyers, and my reels that I do for Instagram for advertising. I'm going to show you my labels and how I do it so that you can learn too. And here we go. Okay, let's get started on this. I have my Canva program website on the screen. This is the unpaid version. We want to go to Create a Design. Click on that. And you search in there. I've already done some searches. And you want to find Label. And click on that. And then over here on this left side are a bunch of templates that you can scroll down and you can select. Notice that some of them say Pro. The Pro ones are for the paid subscription to Canva. You won't be able to use those unless you do the Pro side. But there are some, like this one here, that is already it's free to use. It's for the free people. I've pre-selected one that I'm going to use as an example. This one you can use, and it's very simple but pretty. The background is gray, is a kind of a tan, and you can change the colors of your background by clicking on over to the left background. And you have colors up at the top, or if you want one of these backgrounds, you can do these. I would not recommend one of these for your label. I would recommend a color. And I think we're going to go ahead for this purpose, and we're just going to keep it nice and neutral for this one. And so, but that's where you can change your colors. I'll change it just to show you what it does. Let's change it to this bright pink. Oh, that is way too bright for me. So we're going to go back, and you just click on the undo button, and you're back to the original. So this is where you would change the name of your company. This one says Olivia Matthew. I'm just going to, whoops, I'm just going to delete that and type in Rose Soap Company, and then go out of that, and it puts it right where it should be. This is an area where you could type in whatever you wanted. This person, the person who created this, said they wanted to show when they had started their business. We can keep it that way, or if you have a tagline for your soap company, you can put it there, whatever you want to do. But you go ahead and you change it to, if you want to keep it this way, I'm going to keep it this way for this purpose, and just change the date to 2018, and click on this one. Say you didn't like that bee and you wanted something else, you could trash that bee, and you can, let's undo that. I want to make sure I did that right. Yes, we're going to trash the bee, and we're going to go over to the left again, and there's this thing called Elements, and you can find some graphics that you could use to put in there. There's all different kinds of things that you could do. We're going to stick with graphics, and we're going to do See All. And these are the different graphics. And since my company is a Rose Soap Company, I want to do flowers. You can go scroll down this way. Simple drawn objects, whatever you wanted, or you could type in up here, flowers, and it will bring up all the graphics that you can use. Now, also, if you notice the ones that have the crown, those are the pros. You will not be able to use those unless you pay for a subscription. But the ones that do not, you should be able to use. And this one looks like it's free. So we're going to use that one. And it comes in pretty big, but you can size it to what you want it to be. Whoops. By squeezing it to make it smaller. And you just size it to the size you want. And then you center it. I think it needs to be a little bit smaller. And there you go. So we've Rose Soap Company since 2018 with a little flower. I'm not happy with that flower. That does not look right with this. So just because I'm a perfectionist, let's look and see what else they have. Now that one, let's try that. Looks like that's going to be prettier, much prettier. So let's try that. See, it takes a lot of trial and error, but you will end up with what you like. Much better. I like that a lot. Okay. Nice simple design, matches the background, everything looks pretty. All right, so now this up down here is where you would put the name of your soap. And we're just going to make it Wild Rose. And you can either leave the font that way, or if you don't like that font, you can always change your font. And over here is a whole bunch of different types of font that you could use. Yeah, that one's kind of nice. Let's use that. All right, so that's good. And I'm going to move this. No, I'm going to leave it where it's at. You can move these. If you want to move it up or down, you can. But I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Here's where you would put your weights. And since we work in grams, I'm going to change this to gram. And you would change the weight to whatever you wanted to do. I personally, on my labels, I leave them blank and give myself plenty of space. And then that way I can write it in as I weigh it. That's what I do. Some people will pre-weigh their soaps before they make their labels and then put the weight on there. But I make my labels and then put the weight, or handwrite the weights in there. So I have room to do that. Let's give it a little more space there. All right. So there we go. There's your weights. There's the name of your soap company, and your embellishment. Over here is where I put my company address, which you're supposed to do. So we're going to put Rose Soap Company, 1234 Main Street, anywhere, state, and then the zip. And then over here you can put your ingredients, and then this can be moved up or down. And then if you have enough room, you could put in here something about your soaps, like you know, they're made with only organic ingredients, whatever you want to do. So this would be where you would put your ingredients. Olive oil, coconut oil, tallow, etc., etc., etc. And see, that's going to need to be, the font size is going to need to be made smaller on this so that it fits on the side here. So if you need to make your font size smaller, you go up to the top and you click your minuses. Well, that's too small. And then you've got it. And this is going to fill as you're putting in your ingredients. And then you may or may not have room for this. If you don't have room for that, you can always hit the trash can and get rid of it. Or you can put something else in there. We're just going to leave it the way it is. This is just for purposes of demonstration. And once you've got your label the way you want it to be, then you're going to hit this lock to lock the page and make sure there's no changes made. You're going to go up here to share, and we're going to download. We're going to download a PDF. So we click download there, and it is downloading to my computer. And over here at the bottom of the page, you see the label is downloaded. So now I'm going to go to Word, open up a blank Word, any day now, and go back here. We're going to drag that over to the Word document and drop it. My computer's running slow today. And there it is. Now, you're going to need to resize this to the size you want it to be. And to do that, I do this. If I can get this to... I have mine right around 2.5. And then I'm going to want to go to design, or no, layout. I want to position this. I'm going to position it like that, like so. More layout options. And it's going to put it over there. And then I'm going to copy. And I'm going to paste right below it. And I'm going to do this again. See more. And this pops up. I don't know why it didn't pop up on that one. So I'm doing it on the second one here. So you can do an alignment here. We're going to align it to the center. And then we're going to hit size, and it's already where I want it to be, 2.49 inches. I would like mine at 2.5 inches. That's good enough. So I'm going to say okay, and it's going to put it right under there. And it's centered. And the reason why you want it centered is because as you're cutting these over, this is going to be the middle of your soap. And then you're going to have this that's going to be the overlap. So that's going to be on your sides of your soap. And you need to make sure this is, the measurements I've got here are for my soap. But you'll need to make sure the measurements fit your soap. So you're going to have to play with this for that. And then I can usually get 3 on my sheet. Sometimes you have to do that again. And hit center. Okay. Oops. Somewhere it went. There it is. And so now we have 3 on there. I can't usually get more than 3 on a page, but that's how I do it. And then I would make and file this, save it as a document. So I hit save as, and I put it in my documents and I name it. And then whenever I need to do it, print for these, then I've got these labels, and all I have to do is cut them to the length that I need. And you cut all the way across each one of these, and then fill in, wrap it around your soap, fill in your weights, and then you're done. And that's basically how I do my labels. I hope this helps. Please give it a like if it did, if you found anything valuable on this tutorial on how I make my packaging or my labeling. And please subscribe if you haven't yet. Share this video and make a comment if you have any tips or tricks for me that I did not cover, because as I said, I'm self-taught on Canva. I don't know all of the ins and outs on it, so if you've got something that can help me, make a comment, please do. And thanks for watching, and we will see you on the next video.